If it's not this, then what? And if it's not now, then when?
I just want to be around that type of person. I just want to be around that excitement. I want to be around that positivity.
This is going to take work, but I hope that you have the dream and the desire and the excitement that's going to ignite.
Work on you. Work on having fun. Work on your passion. Work on your compassion. You guys have the best business in the world.
And most importantly, for every single one of you, leading by example. Lead by example in every area of your life. Will the results that you want in your life be created by the vehicle that you're currently in? Thank you. All right. Wow. Thank you. What an amazing, amazing day. Oh my goodness. Every speaker has just been, we love you too. Thank you. What a joy to be here in Boise. We were anticipating this because we have so many incredible friendships, and some of our special teammates are here tonight. And so we are grateful to be on this stage. And every single time I'm here on this stage, I would never forget who brought me here, who came before me, which is, first of all, our incredible everything, Brad and Julie Duncan, who you will hear after Jeff and I. And there is no way that I would be the woman I am today, the leader I am today, the mother I am today, the wife I am today, if it wasn't for those two incredible, incredible friends, leaders and friends. We're so grateful for Worldwide, which is you. We're so grateful for the Worldwide staff. We're so grateful for Amway. We're grateful. Every day I literally thank the Lord for the gifts that I have in my life. For all of my teammates, Scotty and Chris, Tracy and Kimberly, and all of our diamonds, we love you. We're so proud of you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, if I get to it, about being a backboard. And both of you couples have been incredible backboards in my life and in all of this room. And I'm so grateful for you. So thank you. And we just love you all. You know, we were in Red Deer, Alberta last weekend, and it was just a blessing to be with all the Canadian leaders. It had been 4 years since they had a live event. And it was really, really special. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But after that event, we went on and did a couple different organizational opens, one in Calgary and one in Saskatoon. And we came back to Seattle, had a plan in Seattle Wednesday night. And Thursday night had a chance to just unpack my bags a little bit, kind of lay things out before we headed over here. We were blessed with some beautiful, beautiful cards from some of the leaders in Canada, which we're just blessed all the time by cards and crazy, crazy blessings. But I had all these cards, and sometimes I have to admit, you know, I don't take the time to really read every single card. But, you know, I sat there and I was just like, you know, these are from some of my amazing friends in the Canadian market that some I haven't seen literally face to face for 3 or 4 years. And I'm talking some of the platinums in our organization, downline from Dina Marcy and Ryan and Noella. And so I opened up every single card. And some of the cards made me laugh. Some of the cards made me smile. Some of the cards made me cry. And I just want to share with you some of the words that stuck out on these cards. Because 36 years ago, when I was like you, 22 years old, starting my first function, coming to my first function, starting my business, I was a different person, like you are and you will be. Not in a bad way, but I look at all the qualities and characteristics and just amazing things that every single one of you, I hope, inspires to become more like. And I have to say, when I sat here at 22 years old, I could have maybe had 5 of these that I could say truly that I possessed. I'm going to go down this list, and I may expand a little bit about them, but these just stuck out. No specific order. Serving tireless, okay? Serving wasn't even a word in my vocabulary prior to this opportunity. Serving, serving what? Serving potatoes, serving drinks. No, serving people. Serving people. Serving people that you've never met in your life. They're not necessarily family, they're not even friends, they're strangers. But you know what? These people become some of your greatest friends. Some of the people that we will fight for. And many of you in this room are some of those people. But serving tirelessly. Brad remembers many, many plans that I sat in, especially his plans. They were not an hour long. They were more like 3 hours long because he had 3 times more to share than he does now. But no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking. You know that. I love you. But they were the greatest plans. But I was tired. And so, serving tirelessly like Brad and Julie Duncan did for me night after night, I didn't understand what that concept was. Being selfless. I always thought about myself prior to this. I didn't want to admit that I thought about myself, but unfortunately, most people are selfish. And to live selflessly, what a concept. What a blessing. To be hardworking. My dad was always a hardworking, incredible father and raised 4 kids. My mom was able to stay home, and he was a hard worker. But as I began my life, like I think even some of you talked about today, especially today in this world we're in right now, people don't want to work hard. People try to minimize the pain. They try to minimize the amount of time and effort they put in to just do what is just the minimum, not to give it 100%. But I was taught by Brad and Julie Duncan, by all worldwide, to be hardworking, to have strength. What a concept. To be strong, especially as a woman, to be strong. I didn't understand that. I had a wonderful mom, but I wouldn't say she was strong. To have passion. I was pretty quiet when I started my business at 22 years old. I didn't know how to show passion, because passion, in my opinion, kind of comes from the heart. And my heart probably wasn't in the right condition at 22 years old. To have humility. And I have to say that's something that I feel very confident and humbly to say that I've always been humble. I've always had humility, and I still to this day. And I think that, to me, that's one of the greatest qualities of great men and women, when they display such 100% humility in their life. Professionalism. I didn't know how to be professional. Some of you never owned your own business. And to be taught professionalism. John Maxwell talked about credibility. To have credibility. John said, the most effective message is the one you live. I did find myself. He talked about finding myself. I did find myself through this opportunity. I got to know me, not the person who I hid behind, the person that I kind of a lot of times put a mask over my face because I didn't want for you to see who I really was because I didn't know who I was. This opportunity taught me to get to know me. I then became myself, like John talks about, not somebody else. Instead of trying to be somebody like that, Julia talked about comparison, trying to be somebody I wasn't. I learned how to become myself. I desired to improve every single day and get better every day, just like John talked about. And I did stay humble. I never got into what the world thought was success. I truly just wanted the desire to just be truly who I was from the heart. I did, and I still do today, I believe. I really, truly do. I want to give myself. I want to give myself away to other people because John talked about it today. I talked about it last weekend when hopefully you do go to heaven. But when you go there, if you've got gifts that he has given you, what a waste of those gifts. And so I want to give 100% of the gift that God gave me, and I want to give it back. I want to be unified, unity. I want to be an example. I want to be a role model in every area of my life. These are all things that people said in my cards this last week for Jeff and I that were role models. Do you know what a responsibility that is to be a role model? They even said I was funny. Thanks for laughing. That I was funny. I remember many years, and it is sad. I didn't feel like anybody thought I was funny. I am funny. One of my daughters on my birthday, she sent me a text and she said all these descriptions of me and she said I was funny and I sent her a message back and I'm just like, well, I agree with every single one of them, but funny, I don't know about that. She goes, Mom, you're hilarious. And I was like, I am not just funny, I'm hilarious. Thank goodness for this business. Thank goodness for my confidence. They called us teammates, Jeff and I teammates. They called us coaches. They called us loving. I think that's one of the most important ones. They called us authentically ourselves. Sometimes when people describe me or describe not Jeff, but me, they're like, you're so relatable. And sometimes I go, gosh, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. But I guess it is. Because I don't want to be somebody, I want to inspire people, but I want everyone to realize that if I can do this, so can you. It talked about that I speak love, light, and truth. Thriving and surviving, they described us as. Determination, perseverance, amazing optimism. Now that has come from this, and it's come from you, because I was not an optimistic person. I was a worrier. I sometimes, unfortunately, I hate to even admit it, but I'd see things in the negative way versus the positive way. But I've been taught by the best to be optimistic. Strong, resilient, warrior, fierce woman, they called me. Holy smokes, that was not Leslie at 22 years old. Warm and welcoming, patient and kind. I think I was kind, but I wasn't patient. Fierce and firm in your convictions, standards high, valuing people, thoughtful, forgiving, softness, character, friend, wife. When they described the wife, they said edify, encourage, admire, while allowing him to lead and showcase his strengths, which is what I love about this man behind me. Because coming into with our situation, it was a unique situation. And I want my husband to be the leader of our house, which he is. I want him to be the leader and respected in our organization, which he is. And sometimes when you've got a strong woman, or maybe one of us girls, like maybe I am, you are, you have to really work on allowing your husband to lead, not trying to change him, but realize the amazing strengths that he has and love and serve him. I like this one, greatest mom. I love my kids. 2 of them are here tonight. And to have them come up to me before I speak, and my son's like, "You're the greatest mom." And I was like, "Don't say that right now. I'm soon to be the greatest grandma in a couple months." Steadfast, loyalty, a lighthouse, courage, believing in others, faithful, calm in a storm. Mama Leslie, strong mama. That's me. That's me now. I can't say that was me at 22 years old, but every single one of you is in the right room with the right people that are going to bring out the best in you, that are going to help you develop yourself to be the best leader that you can be for all of these amazing people that are going to come into your life and be your friends and be lifelong friends. Don't waste anything over this journey. You're going to go through pain. You're going to have fear, but don't waste it. You thought it was rejection. When you go through the pain and the fear, it's only protection. It's to help you get through it. We are so proud to be in this team. We're so proud to be in this room. We're so proud to call every single one of you, even if we don't know you, our friends. We are in a battle, but we couldn't pick any better people to be in this battle with than you. Thank you for being that backboard for Worldwide. Thank you for owning your decisions. Thank you for stepping up. Thank you for being great, great leaders. We need more backboards. Who's it gonna be? We love you. Thank you, Jeff.
Wow. Thank you, Leslie. I've been told to keep this up here. I have a deep throat or a deep voice, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Thank you, Worldwide Diamonds, for allowing me to speak up here. The team that has put this together, can you imagine walking into this stadium? This is the first event Worldwide's ever done here, and to whip this thing into shape the way they did it, it's just absolutely phenomenal. So congratulations and thank you for all that. I had a Kate that came down, I want to say, like in September, when we just got to Arizona and I was starting my hikes up Pinnacle Peak, for those of you that know where that is. And banging through Kates, for those of you that get Kates from me, you can always tell when I'm on a hike because I sound like I'm a horse. And because I'm breathing hard and you can hear me, hitting the gravel. And this Kate came across, and it was, I'm going to paraphrase here because I don't remember exactly the wording, but it was something along the lines of, "Jeff, can you help me understand what it means to be on a team? And even though I feel like I'm on a team, I'm not sure I'm accepted on the team." And I almost stopped dead in my tracks, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, we're all independent business owners, right? We're all part of Worldwide as a community, right? I think we're all on Team Worldwide, right? Teamwork makes the dream work, right? So there's all these things that come along. This guy was, I think he's been in the business for a couple years. So it's not like he hasn't been around. It's not like he hasn't been to a function. It's not like he hasn't been to a family reunion. I mean, family, teamwork, how could this intersection not come together in his brain? And I thought to myself, how am I going to explain this? How am I going to give an example? And I know that especially the Diamonds are so good about giving like real life examples. Like, here's my perspective because this is what happened to me type of thing. Maybe it's the wisdom that comes along with being as old as we are, wisdom. So I'm going to walk you through just a situation that happened to me when I was a kid. And I hope this helps you guys, especially the ones that are maybe doubting yourself, maybe your belief's not quite there, maybe you're not participating on the team as much as you might want to, or as much as you think you're adding, because you don't have the self-image to support it. But, so this takes me back a few years. I was a freshman in high school. So this is 1980. Don't do the math, I'm old. And you're looking at me, okay? My mom was 5 feet tall. My dad's 5'7" on a good day without his tennis shoes on. Then he's 5'8". So I'm short. I can't jump. I mean, if I got a 2-inch vertical jump, that's good, okay? I looked like a hoodlum. You know, kids' haircuts in the 80s. You know, my mom cut my hair. She put a salad bowl over my head and trimmed my bangs. And the rest of it came down to my shoulders. I was flunking out of high school. I have dyslexia. They didn't know what to do with people like me. My parents got me involved in tennis to keep me busy, keep me occupied, keep my brain working. Talk about backboards, they were my backboard. But I was hitting a ball against a backboard all by myself. I was hitting balls out of a ball machine until 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night just to keep myself occupied. And I got obviously pretty good at tennis. But I love this game called basketball. As crazy as it was, I love this game called basketball. I wasn't suited to play basketball. I was, on a good day, 5'8", 5'9", can't jump, you know. I'm left-handed. That's a little, I mean, nothing was jiving. Other than I love the game because I love the camaraderie, and I love this thing called teamwork, right? So I'd go to the weekends, the gym would open up, and there were always people doing pickup games and whatever else. And Mercer Island's kind of known for their basketball program. Our coach is one of the Hall of Fame coaches of all time. Ed Peppel was his name. And I'm in there, and I'm playing hoops with some pretty good players. And you know what it's like to play with players that are always just better than you. For some reason, your game just keeps getting better and better and better. This power of association thing is kind of pretty cool. And the coach was there. It was a Sunday, and he walks up to me and he goes, "Are you trying out for the team on Monday?" It was like tomorrow. And I kind of looked at him and I said, "Well, I wasn't really planning on it. You think I have a chance?" He goes, "I don't know, but your friends want you to. You should probably show up." I thought to myself, well, I'm either going to let myself down or I'm going to let them down or both. So I went to the practice, the tryouts. Long story short, I made it through all the tryouts. I made the team. And probably 2 weeks into the pre-season, 2 of the guys came up to me and said, "Hey, do you want to work out with us? Like, come in early. We get in every morning at 6. And school didn't start till 8:30, 8:45 at that time. And I'm like, okay, well, you guys are the 2 best players on the team. What do you want this flunky, junky guy coming in maybe to fetch your balls? And they're like, no, we like your enthusiasm. I was always there early. I always stayed late. I always picked up the gym. I mean, I felt like I was the manager, right? I was helping to set the drills up. I was just that guy, right? I was so excited to be part of a team instead of hitting balls against a wall. And so I acquiesced and came to these workouts at 6 in the morning, and I literally would feed these guys balls, and and it went on for an hour and a half, 2 hours every single day. And they didn't practice just during the basketball season. They practiced every day, 365. And one of the things I had to overcome was when you play basketball for Mercer Island, you're not allowed to play any other sport. So I couldn't play tennis and I couldn't ski with my dad. My dad was a doctor. He used to take me out of school on Wednesdays and give me a little doctor's note, and we'd go skiing, right? Let the snow fall, fill in the cracks from the weekend. Let's go get some fresh powder on Wednesday. It was awesome. So I had to hide all those things. And then the other thing that happened was when you join the team, you're on a team. You got to wear the jersey on game day. Worse than that, you got to get your hair cut. Everybody that was on the team had to have their hair cut around their ears, which was about that much, coming off. And I thought to myself, I made the team, but do I want to be on the team? I got to wear this goofy-looking Letterman's jacket. I got to wear this goofy-looking uniform on every other, twice a week. all this different stuff. And I'm like, I'm never going to be able to play on the team, but the team wants me there, so I'm going to do it. And it was really interesting how my mind changed, how my teamwork approach of my life, my acceptance of myself, of who I was as a basketball player, kind of came full circle. Because I was proud to wear the jersey. I was proud to go to a kegger in the middle of the, I don't know how we even figured this out, but for some reason at 9 o'clock, everybody knew what tree to go to. We didn't have phones or pagers. I mean, there were smoke signals, but I don't know how the heck we all figured that out. But here comes the basketball guy, you know, in his outfit. You know, you just couldn't leave your house without having a Letterman's jacket on, and you couldn't grow your hair out or put a wig on. It was just part of the deal. Here's what happened. The two guys that I fed balls to for 4 years, one of them, well, there were 7 guys that made Division I, played for the NCAA. 2 of them, one of them went to Duke, and one of them went to North Carolina. The one that went to Duke started as a freshman, played his whole career at Duke, became Krzyzewski's assistant coach for 3 years, then was the coach at Missouri, then was the coach at Utah, and now is the coach of Atlanta, playing NBA. And it's almost to this day, every single time they kind of make fun of Jeff, they call me Ricer. Yeah, little Ricer, you know, he'd bounce the ball around, but he'd feed his balls left-handed. And it was an angle and a thing that they didn't have. I was the only left-handed guy on the team. And they attribute part of their success to the fact they had a teammate that was willing to get there at 6, that was willing to be there as long as it took, that was willing to set the team up, that was willing to set up the drills, that was willing to do all the setup so that they could work on their shot. And I told that to my Kate, and I'm like, you know what, I should probably say something about this at leadership, because you know what? There's a lot of us in here that are standing on shoulders of people that have gone before us, that have done a lot of really, really great things, that are giving us the opportunity to win, and we're not taking advantage of it. Those guys took advantage of me like anything else. They should, they did, and they prospered from it. What can we do to raise the game in this room to realize that we're all part of the same team? We all want to win. I wanted to win so bad I could taste it. The only time I went in to the game was when we were up by at least 20 points and everybody else was tired. You know, they call that the scrubs. I was the scrub, but I made the team, right? There's a lot of us in here, we've all made the team. And it's up to us to go do something with it. And I want to make sure you guys know something. You can do anything you set your mind to. Your attitude and your actions are 100% of your game. It has nothing to do with your height, it has nothing to do with anything. It's your God-given talent that's going to give you the secret to success if you're willing to put your attitude and your actions to work. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend. It's been a pleasure. God bless you.